this killer synth sounds jam track in D minor. Got some more head-turning content. Let's go over some triad and arpeggios that we can blast over the track that are a lot of fun. I love the sound of arpeggios, and all an arpeggio is just the notes of a chord played separately. That's it. Remember, with these arpeggios, combine them with some of the devices and techniques and mix them up in your playing with your scales and licks. This is a cool one because this is just one note per string, and this is a D minor 11 arpeggio where we're also adding the fourth note, the G note, in the key of D minor. That arpeggio sounds like this. Sounds really cool. One note per string. A little bit of a stretch, right? But it sounds really cool. So D note, and this is movable. A lot of these arpeggios just move the root note to a different note, and that is then in that key, that first finger, a lot of times if you're playing with that first finger root. So here, D note, low E string 10th fret, A string 12th fret, and then D string 14th. I use first, second, and pinky. You might want to use your first, third, and pinky finger-wise. See what works for you. And then you got to grab that F note, which is at the 10th fret of your G string, and then C note, 13th fret, B string, and there's the G, the 11, high E string, 15th fret. Let's just get it slow at first. So that's a great arpeggio to use, and again, that's movable. I just played it in A by moving to the A note, which is at the 5th fret of the low E string. I like that arpeggio a lot. Here's another minor 7 arpeggio I really like. This one has the root on the low E string, and this one is 2 notes per string with some stretches. It sounds really cool. It sounds like this. And then up with the minor triad, right? So that one, basically what we're doing is, I'll play it slow. You're playing the C note first, but the root is you could play with your second finger, 10th fret, low E string. C is our flat 7. This is root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7. So you have 8, 10, then 8, 12. So I use 1, 2, 1, 4. And then basically they're repeating those 4 notes. Right? We got to move down to the 10th and 12th frets on the D, and then 10th and 14th frets on the G. Right? And then you do the same thing again. And now we move to the C note, 13th fret, B string, 15th fret, which is our root note, D, B string, and then 13th fret on the F note to the 17th fret on our high E, which is our A note. So look at that, we're right here, back to our minor triad, right? So that arpeggio, all kinds of things you connect that to, right? That's such a cool one. Get it down slow at first. And shift and stretch. Another cool arpeggio sounds like this. And what I'm doing there is I'm playing another minor 7 arpeggio, but this time you could think of this more like in your minor pentatonic kind of position 1. Root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7, D, F, A, and C. And then you repeat it by sliding up with that first finger. So when you get to that 10th fret of the D string, slide up to the 12th fret and just repeat exactly what you just did on the D string. And at the end of that one, slide it up to that D note, and you're right into your minor triad again. That's a very cool arpeggio. The key is sliding up with that first finger. You can run it into the melodic idea. So you're catching that melodic idea again off of the arpeggio. Here's another arpeggio I like. This one is a little tricky. basically just a minor arpeggio. Root, flat, third, fifth, D, F, and A. But the shift throws people off. So D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A. All right, so here's that one slow. I like to shift with my first finger. So first finger, fourth finger, first finger. Then I catch, you could do your second or your third finger on the D note on that 15th fret on the B string. You can kind of slide it, rake into that slide. It's kind of a nice one because it moves laterally so nicely. Like with all the arpeggios, get them down slow. See how I connected that into what we were working on, right? Again, this arpeggio is movable by that first finger. You put that first finger on the low root note, and that's the key it's in. If you wanted to take this and play it, let's say over an A minor jam track in the key of A minor, take that first finger, slide it down to the 5th fret low E string, which is an A note. Same exact shape, right? You're just moving the key. So that was in the key of A, so you could see how you can move these around. But it's a great arpeggio, that one, because a lot of my students find they're kind of connecting, they can connect it easy to minor pentatonic in that position 1 box or in the expanded box. Everything's kind of right there. Connecting it to blues licks. Right? And it's all kind of right there, but it gives you that arpeggio flavor. So there you go. You know, there's some cool arpeggios and arpeggio techniques and devices that you could use. Add to your playing, practice them in different keys, and then, like I always say with your arpeggios, make sure you mix them in with your scales and your licks, and you're not just playing the arpeggio straight up and down all the time, because it might sound too sterile, too scalar, right? So you want to mix it in, and then keep on, you know, hammering it out over those jam tracks. Put on this track, get lost in it. Remember, have fun, right? Practice does not have to be drudgery. Have a good time with these tracks. Try these techniques and devices, and keep studying the relationship between chords and scales and chords and arpeggios, because there's so much you can do, and it's all about the sounds. But that makes such a big difference, finding what sounds best to your ears, what scales you like to play over what chords and what sequences, right? But do you see how these arpeggios kind of open up the door, so to speak, to all these other licks? So have fun with that. We'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and keep on rocking.